Good evening. I am Mayor Lovely Warren, and I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join Commissioner Norman Jones and key members of our team to learn more about the programs and services of the city's Department of Environmental Services. As City of Rochester residents, I know that sometimes we take for granted that our refuge and recycling will be picked up on a certain day, that when we turn our faucet on, water will come out of the tap, and when we walk outside, that our street lights are on. The dedicated employees of Rochester's Environmental Services faithfully carry out their duties day in and day out without a hitch. Come rain, sleet, or even snow, they are delivering these essential services in the most efficient and effective way possible. And we are proud of the work that they do. Tonight, you'll hear a lot. Tonight, you're going to hear about our fall leaf pickup schedule, plans for our upcoming snow season, our climate action plan, the city's sustainability efforts, our right-of-way and infrastructure projects, as well as our work to reduce litter and keep Rochester beautiful. You'll also have the opportunity to ask questions, so please use the chat feature to submit your questions. That's what tonight is all about. We want to hear from you as we provide you with information. Once again, thank you for joining us and enjoy the presentation.
Thank you, Mayor Warren, and thank you to the community for joining us tonight at this week's virtual town hall. We wish that we could share these community updates in person, but we're grateful to be able to join you all virtually and look forward to the day when we can come together as a community in person. My name is Norman Jones, and I am the Commissioner of the Department of Environmental Services, or it's also known as DES. In DES, we consider ourselves the stewards of the city of Rochester. We are responsible for ensuring that the city is a clean, safe, and accessible environment for all. And tonight, I am joined by a few members of my team to share a few of the ways we do that. On our agenda tonight is an update on Rock the Riverway, our efforts to keep our streets clean and clear of litter, leaves, and snow, as well as updates on the city's energy and sustainability planning. And throughout this presentation, you'll notice that we will have poll questions. So we have a chance to interact with everyone. And those polls will appear in your Zoom chat. After the presentation, we'll have a question and answer panel where you can ask questions to my colleagues and Council Member Mitch Gruber, if he's available, by typing them into the Zoom chat feature at the bottom of the screen. We'll do our very best to respond to every question, time permitting. For those of you who may not be able to attend the entire presentation, there will be a recording of this virtual town hall available on the city's website. Let's talk about Rock the Riverway. Rock the Riverway is a unique initiative that was developed by Mayor Warren and approved by Governor Andrew Cuomo. This initiative looked at the river as an economic development tool and to reinvigorate and revitalize our downtown corridor. The initial Rock the Riverway proposal looked at a $50 million investment in our corridor. This investment would deal with the hub or the actual core of our downtown area. Completed projects of the Rock the Riverway are the promenade at Erie Harbor, which was completed in September 2019, and the Riverside Convention Center North Terrace, completed in September 19 also. Projects that are under construction are the Blue Cross Arena upgrades, phase 1, which includes the Exchange Street Boulevard addition and other construction that will continue throughout May of 2021. The Riverside Convention Center, escalators and partition walls. These are actually two projects. Construction on a partition and walls and replacement began in the summer of 2020, and the escalator replacement project just began this fall. The Charles Carroll Park Plaza Revitalization Phase 1, Sister Cities Bridge, that broke ground in June of 2020 with completion scheduled for spring of 2021. Phase 2, park renovation, will begin in spring of 2021, which will be completed in fall of 2022. The Rock City Skate Park, and I am so excited about this one. We'll be doing the grand opening of Rock City Skate Park this upcoming Thursday, November 5th. I hope to see you all there. This is an exciting time for our downtown corridor. Rundle Library North Terrace. This construction began in the spring of 2020 and will be completed in fall of 2021. The West River Wall reconstruction, Phase 1. Construction began this summer and the completion will be fall of 2021. What we have in design are the Blue Cross Arena upgrade, Phase 2. That's the Riverside addition. The Genesee Gateway Park. We're in final design. The Brewery Line Trail that runs adjacent to the Genesee Brewery property. The High Falls Overlook feasibility study. The St. Paul Street underpass. The Main Street Streetscape Phase 2 project. The Pasta Rins preliminary design. And the Running Track Bridge. What has yet to begin was the Aqueduct Reimagined, the Front Street Promenade, the Riverside Convention Center South Terrace. In addition, the Crossroads Park Riverway Trail and the Crossroads Park extension to Andrew Street. We have so many amazing things going on in our city. And what allows us to do that is having an amazing team. And I'd like to introduce these team members to you right now. Our Director of Operations, who will be presenting and talking to you about leaves and snow operation, is Karen St. Albin. Our Manager of Environmental Quality is Ann Spalding. She'll be talking to you about our sustainability initiatives. And Anthony Orfe, our Deputy Commissioner. He's going to talk to you about Keep America Beautiful and those things. And he'll also be our moderator for the night. So thank you. And hopefully we find that this presentation is an informative and it invokes many questions for you to think about. And we'll have all the people here that can answer all the questions for you so we can provide you with the best information and provide you with the best service possible by the city of Rochester for the citizens of the city of Rochester. Mr. Orfe.
Thank you, Commissioner Jones, our fearless leader. I wish that there was some kind of feature in which we could give you a round of applause. I am Anthony Orfe, and I'm Deputy Commissioner and Director of Buildings and Parks for the City of Rochester. I'll be acting as a moderator tonight, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about Keep Rochester Beautiful. The City of Rochester is the first city in Western New York to join the Keep America Beautiful affiliate network, which is, of course, the nation's most iconic not-for-profit community improvement organization. As a result of this program and these initiatives, we are reducing litter, solid waste is being managed more responsibly, citizens are improving vacant lots throughout the city, highways and other public spaces are being paid attention to in a way in which they never had before. Keep Rochester Beautiful's mission is to inspire and educate people to take action every day and beautify their community and environment. Keep Rochester Beautiful helps people in littering, improve recycling, and beautify our community. As a Keep America Beautiful affiliate, Keep Rochester Beautiful actively engages in community events like Clean Sweep. We implement innovative programs like mixed recycling, and we revised our littering fine structure. Next slide, please. Here you'll see the board of directors for our Keep Rochester Beautiful affiliate. Next slide, please. On the board of directors, we have truly a cross-section of our community. We have first Aquita Camus, who is a resident of Frost Avenue. Veronica Dasher, who is the manager of regional outreach and development with RG&E. Matt Flanagan, who's the chief executive officer with Flower City Habitat for Humanity. Andy Boslett, who is the University of Rochester Medical Center postdoctoral researcher in environmental health. Arlene Thaler, who is a local photographer. James Napier, who is the principal of Napier & Napier. And of course, Morgan Barron, who's the executive director for our affiliate. As you really can see, this truly is a board representative of our community. We have corporate sponsorship, corporate partnership, as well as residential representation. Next slide, please. Keep Rochester Beautiful prides itself in very strong strategic partnerships. Not only is the board representative of the community and our corporate citizens, but it also provides opportunities for education and employment through programs such as ReJob. ReJob is a collaborative effort between the city and the Environmental Protection Agency. Also, we have an organization, CEO, which is the Center for Employment Opportunities. Their targeted litter control in some of our highest litter areas has helped improve the quality of life for many, as well as positively change behaviors in these communities. Next slide, please. As I mentioned before, a major tenet of Keep Rochester Beautiful is clean sweep and the accompanying mini sweeps that we have throughout the community. Tens of thousands have volunteered and nearly 200 tons of litter have been removed from our streets, parks, and open spaces. If you are interested in becoming involved with Keep Rochester Beautiful, please contact Morgan Barron, who is the executive director, at morgan.barron@cityofrochester.gov. We truly look forward to all of your participation and your support. Next slide, please. We have our first two polling questions of the night. The first is, do you truly believe litter affects your quality of life? And the second, how often do you pick up litter in your neighborhood? I'll give you a few seconds to get the polling results in. And we are going to move into our next section. Next slide, please. Now we will have Karen St. Aubin, the director of the City of Rochester's operations. Karen, take it away.
Good evening, and thank you for taking the time to join us to talk about our services that we provide the City of Rochester residents. Next slide. Loose leaf collection. This year's loose leaf collection starts this coming Monday, November 2nd. Each area is given 1 week time frame when we will pick up loose leaves. We ask that you make sure that the leaves are raked to the curb by 7 a.m. on the Monday of your designated week. Place the leaves between the sidewalk and the curb. Visit the website for your schedule in your area, www.cityofrochester.gov/leads. You also can get this information at your service guide that was mailed in the last few weeks. And you can certainly call 311 if you need that information also. After we collect all the leaves, we compost them all winter long. So we have a very good composting product ready for our give back in the spring. Give back is available to all city residents and also used for mini sweeps and beautification projects. Next slide, please. Residential recycling residents are provided with a wheeled container, and all recyclable material can be mixed together in the container: paper, metal, glass, plastic. If you're unsure if the material you have is recyclable, you can get the information on our City of Rochester website. Our service for recycling is every other week. When we say every other week, take it to the street. We will service your recycling every other week on the same day as your refuse collection. Next slide. City of Rochester with our snow and ice control. So it's Rochester. We know it's going to snow. We average 100 inches of snow per year. We receive more snow than Buffalo and Syracuse. And last year we were actually named the snow capital of America. We have a very high level of service for snow and ice control. We begin treating and plowing snow on arterial roadways as soon as they're covered. We begin plowing residential roads after 3 inches of snow is fallen. We plow our sidewalks after 4 inches of snow has fallen. And our city crews are here 24/7 during the entire snow season. Next slide. Our Plow Trax is a public interface that's activated during all snow events. It's real-time data that allows residents to plan. So you can go to Plow Trax, see where the plow is in your area, let the plow come down your street so you can clear your apron just one time. The location of the plow is on the map. You can look for the truck symbols. You can also enter a street address or click Use My Location. That button will zoom you to a specific address. You also can hover over a street and see the last time that it was plowed. All of the information on the Plow Trax is the latest news on the snow event. It's displayed across the top in a banner that tells you what activity is happening at this time. We may be plowing arterial streets, or we may be scheduling a residential roadway plow run. You can find that information on Plow Trax. It's a very, folks really like this website, this application on the website. In 2017, we received 13,000 hits just on one snow event. So we offer you to come and join that during our snow events. Next slide.
And now we have our second poll question, or third poll question of the night. What can residents do to help the plowing operation? And we'll give you a few moments to collect your thoughts and answer the question. Okay, next slide, please. And now we will have Ann Spalding, the Manager of Environmental Quality, to talk about our climate action and sustainability plans. Ann, take it away.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you to Mayor Warren and Commissioner Jones for the opportunity to talk about some of the climate and sustainability efforts here at the City of Rochester. Next slide, please. To guide us in our efforts, the city has completed 2 climate action plans shown here on the screen. The first, the one on the left, is our Municipal Operations Climate Action Plan, which was completed in 2013. This plan provides strategies and actions the city is taking in our own operations, meaning our buildings, our fleet, our infrastructure, and our general activities. The second on the right is our community-wide climate action plan, which was completed in 2017. This plan includes strategies and actions for the entire city in the commercial, residential, and institutional sectors. Next slide, please. Before we could determine what climate mitigation actions to take, for each climate action plan, we did a greenhouse gas inventory. Here you see the municipal greenhouse gas inventory, which shows the sources of emissions from our city activities. The majority, which was from purchased electricity, then vehicle fuels and natural gas. Our total emissions was approximately 32,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalency, which basically means greenhouse gas emissions. And we used 2008 as our baseline year. Next slide, please. Now here are the results of our community-wide greenhouse gas inventory. On the left, you can see the figure shows the majority of emissions is from natural gas, followed by transportation, fuel, and electricity. On the right, I've also included a second figure, which shows our community emissions are mostly from the residential sector. You can see that 52% of our community-wide emissions come from residential, 35% from commercial, and the rest from industrial. And our total emissions were up 1.8 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. So a great deal more than just from our government operations. Next slide, please. So we took this information to develop target greenhouse gas reduction goals. Our municipal target is a 20% reduction from that 2008 baseline by the year 2020. Our community target is 20% from a 2010 baseline by 2020, as well as a 40% reduction by 2040. We developed strategies to help reach these targets around energy efficiency, renewable energy, fuel switching, vehicle miles traveled reduction, alternative fuel vehicles, and waste reduction and diversion. Next slide, please. So this slide has a lot of words, but it basically lists some of the specific implementation actions we are taking or have taken to help us reach our greenhouse gas reduction goals in our climate action plan. We've been doing municipal facility energy audits, energy efficiency retrofits in our buildings. We've worked quite a bit on alternative fuel vehicles. We're converting our municipal fleet where possible to alternative fuel vehicles. For example, we have 10 plug-in electric vehicles, including 6 all-electric Bolts and 4 plug-in hybrid electric Chevy Volts. We've installed quite a few public electric vehicle charging stations. We've installed renewable energy on various sites that I'll talk a little bit more about. We have a LED streetlight replacement program. We're working on community choice aggregation. We're working on a composting study and pilot program for food waste composting. We're doing some community outreach to help residents understand ways to reduce their own carbon footprints through a clean heating and cooling campaign and go all electric campaign, working with some of our community partners. And additionally, we've done quite a bit around green infrastructure, which includes rain gardens, green roofs, porous pavements, and porous tree pits. The photo, by the way, on the right is a picture of green infrastructure right here at City Hall. The rain garden, which collects runoff from the City Hall parking lot. So that stormwater, instead of going into the storm sewer system, helps to water that garden. Next slide, please. We've installed 36 electric vehicle charging ports at various locations throughout the city. All of these charging stations are free to use. The only exception is normal parking fees where applicable. So the municipal garages, you still have to pay the regular parking fee, but the use of the charging stations is free. We've seen usage for these stations rise quite a bit since installation. And in fact, we've been notified by NYSERDA that our stations are some of the highest utilized stations in New York State. So we're very proud of that. Next slide, please. We've done quite a bit around renewable energy. So solar photovoltaic systems have been installed at 2 city facilities, the Arnett Library and the Public Market. We own both of those systems, and the power is generated, goes directly into those facilities. Additionally, we have a 2 megawatt photovoltaic system that has been constructed at 1655 Lexington Avenue, which is a portion of the former city's landfill, the former Emerson Street landfill. And that system provides electricity to City Hall and our Mount Read Operations Center through a power purchase agreement. So the city does not own the system. It's operated by a solar developer, and we have an agreement in place to purchase all of the solar power from that system. And then in return, we receive a credit on our utility bills from RG&E. So the credit that we receive is greater than the cost of the power purchase, and that's how the city saves money. Additionally, the pad that we use to construct the site, we reused iron slag from the construction of the Port of Rochester. Oops, can you go back for a second? Port of Rochester Marina. So that saved the city about $4 million in landfill disposal costs. Okay, next slide. Thank you. This is just a screenshot of the web interface for the Lexington Avenue solar field, and it indicates the production monthly. This is just set for a year from October 2019 to October 2020, and it shows the production over time. Over on the right-hand side, we can see the comparison impact, what the PV energy generated is equivalent to. For example, it's saved over 600,000 gallons equivalency of gasoline. And then over on the left side of the screen, you can see the total production over time presented various ways. And again, this information is available on our city's website. If you just do a search under sustainability, all this will come up. Next slide, please. So we have a very robust streetlight program here at the City of Rochester. We're fortunate that we own our streetlights, so we have the ability to upgrade them from traditional streetlights to high efficiency LED streetlights. Many of our streetlights have already been upgraded to LEDs, reducing electricity consumption by 40% and reducing greenhouse gas emissions by over 6,000 tons annually. The remaining streetlights that we have to replace are the residential streetlights. So once funding and an appropriate replacement has been identified, we can move forward with those replacements as well. Next slide, please. Part of the community education and outreach that we're doing for our sustainability program is our Sustainable Homes Rochester program, which educates residents on how to reduce the carbon footprint of their own homes. The program consists of energy assessment, evaluation of energy efficiency options for your home, including air sealing, weatherization, and insulation, as well as evaluation of potential clean heating and cooling technologies for your home to consider. These technologies include heat pump hot water heaters, air source heat pumps, and geothermal heating and cooling. The program also informs of potential NYSERDA and utility programs that may help mitigate some of the costs and tax credits where applicable. Next slide, please. One of the exciting programs that we're just kicking off over the next couple of months is Community Choice Aggregation. The Community Choice Aggregation is an energy purchase program that was authorized by the Public Service Commission in April of 2016. Community Choice Aggregation, or CCA, allows municipalities to aggregate energy demand from their citizens and negotiate a bulk purchase, which will provide better pricing for our residents. So the city has so far passed authorizing legislation allowing CCA in the City of Rochester, and we've also selected a program administrator to administer the program. So that program administrator will begin the program education and outreach beginning next month in November 2020. So there'll be news for that program coming very soon. Next slide, please. Some of the recognition that we've been fortunate to receive for our sustainability work includes the U.S. Department of Energy Better Buildings Challenge Goal Achiever. So back in 2012, I believe, we pledged 4 million square feet of our municipal facilities, saying that we would achieve a 20% reduction in energy use intensity by the year 2022. And we've actually achieved a 23% energy reduction from that 2009 baseline at the end of 2019. So we achieved our goal 3 years early, and we've been recognized by the Department of Energy for that accomplishment. The city is also a New York State DEC certified climate smart community, as well as a NYSERDA clean energy community. And what we did to achieve those were basically many of the accomplishments that I have already discussed in the presentation. Next slide, please. So finally, I'll end with a photo of the green roof here at City Hall. This covers the roof of the City Hall's B building. And in addition to being beautiful, it increases the building's energy efficiency and reduces stormwater runoff and improves water quality. We're very proud of our green roof. It's multicolored depending on what time of year it is. Right now, if you saw it, it would look very much like fall colors that you see driving out in the countryside. We're very, very proud of how our roof has performed. So thank you again for the opportunity, and I'll turn the presentation back over to our moderator, Anthony Orfe.
Thank you, Ann, so much for all of that enlightening information. As you can see, the city of Rochester is certainly dedicated to the future of this planet and sustainability and our climate action. Now we have our last poll question. What actions are you planning to take in the next year to be more sustainable? I'll give you guys just a few moments to collect your thoughts and answer the question. And then after that, I will turn it back over to Commissioner Jones as we have a special guest. All right. And now, Commissioner Norman H. Jones.
Anthony, you did not do a drum roll, but that's okay. Well, the common theme that we've heard tonight from the Department of Environmental Services is relationships, teamwork, being dependent on one another. One of our greatest partners that we see from a operational administrative standpoint are our partners in our city council. There's no greater partner than I have right now at city council than our committee chair, Mr. Mitch Gruber. Mitch has been a quick learner. He has a great understanding of what we're doing, and you can't ask for a better advocate. And I'm glad that he's here tonight to say a few words about environmental services and the services that we provide, and any other questions that you might have for him. He's a great guy to work with, and I'm going to turn it over to Mitch Gruber.
Thank you, Commissioner, and it's a real pleasure. I am a fast learner on some things, but not on technology, so I apologize for not being on earlier, but huge kudos to the DES team for not only being able to do all the work they just described, but also to be able to organize events like this with the communications team and others. So kudos to everyone there. I hope the last half an hour has demonstrated to the community the vastness of what DES does. The Department of Environmental Services may sound like one thing, but it touches on a little bit of everything. And that's what I've learned over time. And you saw it here with all the great presentations, but even those presentations didn't even crack the whole surface of all the things that are done, including facilities maintenance, including engineering and road reconstruction. And there's so much to this department. And what I've really grown to love about the department from top to bottom and the culture that's created is the desire to hear from the community. So events like this are incredibly important. Obviously, this is the first one that DES is doing, but I don't believe it'll be the last. And it's important to hear back from folks. If you have a question about the way things happen, if you have a question about your own personal leaf pickup or garbage pickup or any of the things that fall under the DES umbrella, really encourage you to reach out to the department. They're incredibly accessible. They're here to serve. They're true public servants, and I stand beside them as well. If there's anything that I can do as the chair of this committee, I'm happy to do so. But the bragging rights go on. I mean, Commissioner Jones and his team didn't even talk about the fact that we also have the best water year after year after year, and that is work done by this Department of Environmental Services. So we have so much to be proud of. No matter what's going on around us as a city, there's certain things that we know our Department of Environmental Services is going to do, and do with a smile on their face and do with a true spirit of service. And I'm appreciative of that. So I really encourage people to reach out. If you have questions, now is the best time to ask them. And I'll pass it back over to Commissioner Jones and Deputy Commissioner Orfe.
Councilperson Gruber, it's truly a good thing to have a partner in our relationships, and how we get things accomplished is having a team of folks out there where you can get things done. I've been totally blessed to have people like Karen St. Alban, Anthony Orfe, Marlena Zink, who's behind the curtain, making sure that we're connected from a technology standpoint, and of course, Ann Spalding. But as Councilperson Gruber stated, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We have folks out at our water filtration plant that's responsible for producing over 40 million gallons of water each day. We have a lab there that maintains water quality, and we sample for lead and other things in our water system. We have an architectural and engineering bureau that oversees over 600 miles of roads in our city. We repair roads, we do bridges, we do aqueducts, we do the actual street grids, we do bicycle boulevards. We have a parks operation team that has the oversight over our cemeteries. We have so many things and so much that we do. And I know I picked Anthony and Karen and Ann to do this initial town hall meeting, but there's more members of our team that you'll get to meet in the near future. And hopefully this is just a teaser for you. And there's so many amazing things that we're doing. We're rocking the riverway. We're riding the skateboards. We're doing river walls. You'll see canoes in our river. You'll see all types of amazing things going on. And I made a commitment to the mayor that I would not retire until we had a zip line going across the gorge at Genesee, at the Posturin Bridge on the Genesee River. So with that being said, there's certain questions that we have tonight. The first question we have is about the Mount Hope Cemetery. Back in 2016, there were all types of folks that came out to go and visit a famous gravesite at the cemetery. With the election day approaching on November 3rd, Mr. Orfe, you have oversight of the cemeteries. Are you prepared for the onslaught of well-wishers that may arrive at your cemetery to go to someone's gravesite?
Commissioner Jones, I'm very happy you brought that up. And in fact, we are prepared, and we actually make preparations weeks in advance, and maybe sometimes even months in advance. This year, what we've decided to do is we've decided to extend the hours of the cemetery to make sure that everybody who votes has an opportunity to go and visit the gravesite. But also what we've done to preserve the gravesite of Susan B. Anthony is to make sure that when people want to put stickers on the headstones, that there's a cover over the headstone as it preserves the stone itself and make sure that there's no degradation to the actual plot in the stone so that we can have it for generations moving forward.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm sure that your staff will be ready, and the hours of operations for the Mount Hope Cemetery will be?
So we will be open from 8 a.m. all the way until 9 p.m.
This is a question for Karen St. Alban. This is for leaf collection. What happens if I miss my leaf collection day for this leaf season?
We hope to, as long as Mother Nature stays with us, we hope to get around the entire schedule and then back to the first area. If we're not able to do that, you can bag them and they'll be picked up on your regular recycling day.
Okay. Recycling day?
Refuse and recycling day, yes, same
Okay.
day.
Okay, great. This is a question for Ann Spalding. We hear about sustainability and the different types of power and how it's generated. Could you give me 3 examples of different types of power generation that are sustainable?
Sure, thank you for that qualifier. So sustainable power does come in several different forms. There are renewable sources of power, including hydropower, including solar power, photovoltaics that I talked a little bit about, and then also geothermal energy is a renewable source which takes heat and cooling from the earth. So those are the 3 main sources of clean energy. Some also say that nuclear power is a clean energy because it doesn't produce any greenhouse gas emissions. So that's a carbon-free source of energy.
A follow-up question for you, Ann. I understand that you are working in collaboration with our MBD office in regards of doing heat pumps. Could you tell us about those types of initiatives? Ground source electric heat pumps?
So that goes back to our Sustainable Homes Rochester program. So we are encouraging people to learn and understand about the different types of clean heating and cooling technologies that are available, including air source heat pumps, ground source heat pumps, also known as geothermal, and also heat pump hot water heaters. All of these sources of heating and cooling are much more efficient. They're all electric, which is much more climate friendly. So we are encouraging homeowners to learn and understand about these technologies and evaluate whether they're appropriate for their homes, or even learn about it for the future. So maybe you just got a new high efficiency gas furnace and it's not time for you to replace your heating system. But down the road, you may be interested in upgrading your system or changing out your system. So if you understand the different options that are available and the benefits and the incentives and tax credits that are available, you'll be more likely to make those choices.
Now, I during your presentation, you talked about the EV charging stations and how easy it is to charge up your vehicle. Could you just give an example of where you can go charge a vehicle up and what's involved with that?
Sure. I can give a personal example. My electric vehicle that I own, my Chevy Bolt, is plugged in outside here at City Hall at one of our charge point stations. We have charge point stations and EV Connect stations located at multiple locations around the city. Charge point and EV Connect are basically network platforms to use to access the stations. Instructions on how to access the stations are on our website. It's very simple. You can either use an app on your phone or a key tag to unlock the station and plug it into your car. And that's that. It's very easy.
Okay. This is a question for Director St. Alban. I know we've been dealing with litter, and litter we look at as a quality of life issue. Can you talk to us briefly about the recent initiatives that have been going on in our quest to quell the litter crisis in our area?
Certainly. So we've taken another approach. You know, we would have litter crews out doing the entire corridors for quite some time. We've changed that up now when we've gone to litter hotspots. So it enables us to use our city staff and also our partners with CEO and Rejob to get more places more often. So we've made a huge change in how we operate with litter pickup, and it is making a difference. We are getting many calls, many people joining in with us because they're just really liking how it changed where they live. It is a quality of life issue. If you have that area clean where you live and where you shop, it's a much better look, much better feel. And we are gaining partners all the time, and the neighbors are now coming out to work with us.
That's great.
Commissioner Jones, I have a question from the crowd. And this question goes to, I believe, Director St. Alban again. And the question says, how do I report things like potholes, graffitis, or even a broken streetlight?
Simply call 311. Their intake center will get a work order right to us. We repair potholes that are reported within 48 hours of the time we get the call. And our graffiti is currently up to date. So we are able to respond and clean any area just by calling 311, and we'll take care of it.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Jones.
I think that's also, we're also looking at opportunities in which we can move to the next step in regards to reporting issues by using Garmin devices, using applications. We have a robust system at 311 now that we're just touching the tip of the iceberg with, in which we can actually use different apps where people can report potholes and quality of life issues like streetlights being out, that will go directly into the 311 database, and then a work order could be spit out directly to the actual department or division that's responsible for remedying the problem.
Okay, we've got another question here from YouTube, and this is about the new skate park. So the question is, can flyers be placed in the NSCs to publicize the opening and details of the new skate park?
Deputy Commissioner Orfe, I think that's a wonderful idea. The new skate park, I was there on Tuesday. I've been there on several occasions during the construction, and we're ready for the grand opening next week. And it's going to be something amazing in the core of our downtown. Pardon me. And I think that's a great idea in how we publicize it and how we talk about what we're doing in all of our corridor, all of our Rochester Riverway projects. Is going to be something amazing. This is just the beginning. This is the start of something special in our downtown. Speaking of Rochester Riverway, Mr. Orfe, I know you are the person who has oversight over our facilities. And I am aware that there's an ongoing project going on at the Blue Cross Arena. Could you tell us about that project and the other projects that are going to be happening at the arena in the very near future?
Sure. So there are a couple of major capital projects at the Blue Cross Arena, part of the Rock the Riverway initiative. And one is the expansion on the Exchange Street side. We are expanding out the overall footprint of the arena there on Exchange Street. That will include locker rooms and facilities, as well as some additional, perhaps, dining areas for spectators for the games. That will enhance some of the fan experience for many of our people who are going to the arena for Amerks games, for events such as concerts, and things of that nature. Additionally, we are expanding on the Riverside as well. And this is an opportunity in which we will be partnering with an organization to open a restaurant on the Riverside of the Blue Cross Arena. What this will do, as well as improve the fan experience, but also bring new people to the arena who perhaps may never have visited the arena before. This will be an experience for not only the casual sports fan, but also someone looking to visit downtown on a normal weekday night to have dinner with their friends or their family. So we have a lot of different projects there, major projects there that was going to not only enhance the fan experience, you know, for some of our Amerks and Razor Sharks and our fans, but also for the casual dinner goer and the citizen who was just looking to come downtown on a weekend or on a weekday night and enjoy downtown with their family or friends.
That's great. I'm looking forward to it. I believe that we have an amazing opportunity, not only at the Riverside Convention Center, but at our Blue Cross Arena at the Memorial. Our downtown is being reimagined and redone, and it should be an edgy, vibrant location. Karen, they're forecasting snow for tomorrow. Are your crews ready?
Absolutely. We begin preparing for snow in the heat of the summer. We're ready, the staff is ready, and we watch the forecast and we'll have plenty of availability.
Do you have enough salt on hand?
Plenty of salt. Our salt shed is topped off at the end of every season. So we go into the new season full.
Okay. Well, Mr. Orfe, any more questions from YouTube or out in virtual land?
Commissioner Jones, we don't have any more questions. And it seems as if we can bring our presentation to a close.
Okay, I'm going to give each of you 30 seconds for closing comments, starting with Ann.
Sure, thank you very much. Again, thanks for the opportunity to share our sustainability and climate action program that we're working on here. I do just want to mention that I did say that our target reduction goals were for 2020, and as many of you realize, it is 2020 right now. So I want to let you know that after the end of this year and beginning next year, we will start the process of evaluating where we're at with our greenhouse gas reduction goals. And we'll see if we've met our target reduction for both our municipal operations as well as our community-wide target reduction goals.
Great. Karen?
Thank you, Commissioner Jones, for allowing this opportunity to talk to our City of Rochester residents. And we hope you really know, because we really feel it, we are at your service. So please respond to us, ask for us, any suggestions you have. We truly, truly want to be your servant.
Director Orfe.
I'd just like to thank you, Commissioner Jones, as well as Mayor Warren, for giving us the opportunity to present on what we do. I think many times that we don't get to tell our story. And this was an opportunity for us to tell our stories and to exhibit to the community what we do and how well we work for them. But again, I want to be clear that if anyone is interested in being involved with Keep Rochester Beautiful, please contact Morgan Barron at morgan.barron@cityofrochester.gov. We truly, truly look forward to your partnerships. Thank you.
I want to thank the person behind the curtain, Marlena Zink, for jumping in and helping us with all the technical issues that we have. It's the first time that we've done this. We're usually out there talking to neighbor groups and doing a lot of in-person meetings. This is one of many different types of virtual meetings that we've participated in, and we'll continue to get the word out. It's important for us to interface with our public. It's very important. It's important for us to get feedback. But I also want to thank my boss, our mayor, Mayor Lovely Warren. There's so many things that's getting done in our city, so many things that she didn't start, but she's finishing. We were at the groundbreaking a year ago for La Marqueta. We were at the ribbon cutting 3 weeks ago for La Marqueta. We're at the groundbreaking a year ago for the skate park. We'll be at the ribbon cutting next week for the skate park. The Rendell Terrace, it's taken years and years and years to get that ready, and now we're there. Charles Carroll Park, Crossroads Park was in a state of disrepair for many years. And now, if you walk through that park, you'll see it. It's being rehabbed and refurbished. We have a mayor that gets things done for the citizens of the city of Rochester. And we are all appreciative that she's there for us. And she just allows us to get the job done, and she gives us the tools. And I'm just so grateful that I have a great team that supports everything that we do. And we're doing what we can for the citizens of the city of Rochester. So thank you. There's more to come. And everyone have a good evening. Good night.